You are listening to Larry Conners, USA.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
This is Larry Conners USA. Larry Conners USA.
There was nothing in the grant application and or granting of the purpose of the grant and the description of the grant that would call for what is referred to as gain of function. Gain of function meaning taking a virus that could infect humans and making it either more transmissible and or pathogenic to humans. That categorically was not done.
Not done. This is May 26, 2021. That was Dr. Fake. Fauci, you might know him as, speaking yesterday to a House Congressional Committee, answering questions about the money that his organization sent to the Wuhan lab as they were supposedly investigating what? See, Dr. Fauci, Dr. Fake, says we sent some money, a modest amount, but we did not send it to be looking at gain of function of various viruses. Gain of function is another way of phrasing weaponizing a virus. He said we didn't send the money for that purpose. Maybe he's absolutely correct that they didn't send it for that purpose, but they did send money. And if they didn't really know how it was going to be used, why did they send money? And, of course, don't forget how many flip-flops this man has had on what to do about COVID. You don't need a mask. It'd be stupid. It won't do you any good. Oh, you do need a mask. No, you don't really. No, you need two masks. If you're vaccinated, you don't need a mask. No, if you're vaccinated, you need to have a mask. In fact, if you're vaccinated, you may need to have two masks. How many stories, how many this guy is flip-flopping around on the boardwalk more than a walleye pulled in. In the meantime, we have a Senate bipartisan proposal to block federal funding that would include Dr. Fauci's group in the future for any state-run labs in China. We're getting a bipartisan support in the Senate. Good, because otherwise the Biden administration has also been helping China cover this up. They're just now saying, there might be something to it. And don't forget the state-controlled media. When Trump was in office, at that time, the mainstream media was reporting over and over again that Trump was a xenophobic and against yellow people because he called out China for its involvement. And now, what other secrets does China have? What else are they doing? We'll be joined by an expert on China, Gordon G. Chang, a little bit later. CNN on a campaign to blame Republicans for anti-Semitic recent attacks. Why? Another part of their cover-up for what they have been doing. They're harping on Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene comparing wearing masks to the Holocaust. Obviously, that was stupid. Should have been called out immediately. McCarthy, the House Speaker, the House Leader, did it a little bit too late. But Lemon, Fruitcake, and Cuomo are ramping that up to explain recent attacks and at the same time cover up and ignore why Senator Schumer, a Jewish religious man, had not said anything about these anti-Semitic attacks. And in fact, had not condemned members of his own party for saying, it's good that Hamas is attacking Israel, pretty much. That was pretty much what they were saying. Even claiming that we were sending money or weapons to Israel just so they could kill children in Gaza. Senator Schumer, nothing. Nancy Pelosi, nothing. That's what they're doing. They're trying to cover this up now. Censorship is censorship. Chris Bedford wrote a piece on The Federalist, or for The Federalist, on how corporate media launders opinions to attack inconvenient people and inconvenient facts. He will also be joining us over the next 2 hours. So as you can tell, we've got a lot to cover over the next 2 hours. And also a push to attack Abraham Lincoln and remove him. Abraham Lincoln, the great emancipator, now considered racist, irrelevant, and not blameless. We'll get into that story. And here I have a question. This might embarrass you before we finish today. I'm not going to ask you to, even if you're in the midst of someone else, to answer the question aloud. You just think of your answer. It might really embarrass you. I'm telling you that up front. Because when I pose this question, and when I tell you why the question is being posed, you're going to say, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. I'm not. We have a lot to cover over the next 2 hours. Let your friends and neighbors know we are on the air. Let your enemies know. Glad to have everybody listening. All the time. Lock and load. Ready. On the right.
You can email Larry at LarryConnersUSA@gmail.com. LarryConnersUSA@gmail.com.